What if the Dark Lord actually won? That's the question Brandon Sanderson asks in The Final Empire, a story of rebellion, survival, and a magic system so unique it changed the way people think about fantasy. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into The Final Empire, the first book in the Mistborn trilogy and the novel that launched Brandon Sanderson's career back in 2006. This is a book that has become a modern classic, thanks to its brilliantly constructed world and its rule-based magic system that feels unlike anything else. It's dark, it's cinematic, and it has that high story flavor that makes it instantly approachable, even if you're new to epic fantasy. So let's start with the world itself, because that's where this book makes its biggest first impression. The Final Empire is a land under 1,000 years of oppression. Ash falls from the sky, the sun burns red, the plants are brown, the landscape is scarred, and society itself is divided between nobles who rule and Ska who are forced into servitude. And at the top of it all is the Lord Ruler, immortal, godlike, and unchallengeable. This world feels oppressive, but not just in mood. It's in the details. The religions, the myths, the economy, even the atmosphere itself. Sanderson fully commits to the idea of what if evil really had won, and makes a setting that feels alive, lived in, and crushing. And what makes this world even more distinctive is how magic interacts with it. Which brings us to the book's biggest showstopper, Allomancy. This is the reason most readers remember the Final Empire. Instead of fake spells or hand-wavy powers, Sanderson builds a system out of metals. You ingest them, burn them, and gain specific abilities. Steel pushes, iron pulls, pewter boosts strength, and tin sharpens the senses. It's logical, it's easy to understand, and most importantly, it makes action scenes feel different from any other fantasy book. Watching a Mistborn leap through the mists, coins shoot their way through a fight, or twist the environment into a weapon is just flat out amazing. The magic feels scientific, but never boring, and it elevates every fight scene. But a great world and great magic system need strong characters to carry them. And I think here's where things start to get shakier. Our main protagonist is Finn, a street thief who discovers she is a Mistborn. Her journey from mistrustful survivor to someone learning trust and belonging is the emotional arc of the story. And then there's Kelsier, the leader of the rebellion. He's charismatic, ruthless, and deeply entertaining. He steals the show, though at times he feels more like an archetype than a fully fleshed out person. And then we have the rest of the crew, Dachshund, Breeze, Ham, and Spook. They each fill a role in the heist, and while they're fun, they don't go much deeper than their archetypes. The characters aren't badly written, but compared to the richness of the world and magic, they feel thin. And that thinness shows even more when we look at the structure of the story itself. At its core, The Final Empire is a fantasy heist novel. Assemble the crew, train the new recruit, and pull off the impossible job, overthrowing a god. It's a fun setup, and the pacing keeps things moving. Training scenes, strategy meetings, and bursts of high-octane action is entertaining and easy to follow. But here's the catch. I think it's predictable. If you're a seasoned fantasy reader, you'll see most of the twists coming long before they arrive. Sanderson lays his groundwork so clearly that when the big reveals hit, they confirm what you already suspected instead of shocking you. It's still fun but safe. And nowhere does that safe feeling stand out more than in the book's weakest element, the romance. It's supposed to be the emotional core of Finn's personal journey, learning to open herself up to trust and connection. But honestly, the romance feels stiff. Their dialogue is awkward. Their chemistry is thin, and the whole subplot feels more functional than heartfelt. It sets up bigger things in the sequels, but here in The Final Empire it drags more than it adds. Still, even with those shortcomings, the book as a whole has a lot to offer, especially if you value world building and magic systems above everything else. So here's where I land. The strengths. There's a brilliantly constructed rule-based magic system. There's a dark, oppressive and consistent world, and the action scenes feel fresh and cinematic. And the weaknesses, characters come off flat and archetypal. There's a predictable safe plot and a romance that doesn't really work. For me, this makes The Final Empire a good, but not great read. The world and the magic are incredible, but the human side of the story doesn't hit the same heights for me. So, is The Final Empire worth reading? Definitely. If you're new to epic fantasy, this is one of the most approachable entry points you can find. The magic and world building alone are worth the ride. And even if the characters and romance don't blow you away, there's enough here to understand why this book has become such a modern classic. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought of The Final Empire. Did the characters work better for you than they did for me? Or do you agree that it's the world and the magic that really carry the story? And until next time.